Okay, we got the Shanling M6. Let's go ahead and start this mother. This is the first device that's made by this company that I would say, yeah, you should go buy this. They've always seemed to be just a slight step behind whatever FiiO had out at the time. Their GUIs were never very appealing. And then this, I've been using this, you've seen it in a few of the videos, comes out and it's basically the same as the M11, except it's easier to load something like Hibi or Neutron, which I haven't loaded yet. Go into the stock player. And there we go. Before I set it for, what was the setting? Resume playback. If you don't select resume playback, it's going to present you with like a stock and Shanling album art kind of thing, like welcome to Shanling. It gets very annoying, and I was wondering, why does it keep doing that? Well, select resume playback and it'll just whatever I was doing last time, which was that. Let me get out of here. Back in. Like the M11, it's going to show you. This is really, I should do a side by side, but I'm not doing a comparison video. Oh, fuck it. I will. It's got the art on the bottom, gives you the basic info. Speed is good. This is 4 gigabytes, so this has more speed than the FiiO. Let me get you up here. FiiO has 3, I believe. So we're looking at something that's got basically the same. It's got 3 by 3 when it comes to album art. This is a slightly larger screen. See if I can line these up just about right. A little bit larger on the screen. This has got the rough edges that some people don't like. I like it. I think it's awesome. I've been wrecking it for a while. Because I wreck this so much, I'm going to wreck the Shanling as well. So I'm 2 minutes in. It's really the same thing, and in a weird sense, it sounds more relaxing. DACs don't really make much of a difference, but low-pass filters and how they integrate the amplification stage with the digital to analog converter can make tonalities. A lot of people describe the WMZ as 1Z as being kind of warmish. Calyx M, quite warm. WN1A, relatively neutral. Original DX 200 with stock amp, clinical neutral, like really, really, really precise, to the point of not being fun, and most people don't use the stock amp on the 200 anymore. Too much. It sounded like a iPod to me. Maybe on steroids, but I didn't note that, except that it sounded quite plain. So there are, say, tonality differences. This one I would describe as being, I don't know if musical is the term. I'm enjoying the IMs that I usually listen to a little bit more with this than this. And this is going out single-ended, which has less power than the FiiO. 195 versus 145, 143. But I'm not noticing that because it's, again, IEMs. If I'm using headphones, I can use balanced out, which is 330 on this and 550 on that. Not running into a problem. The new FiiO Audio dynamic driver headphones on this single-ended are almost not possible. On balanced, it'll work, but single-ended, not enough. And this has to go balanced. So this is really an IEM or easy-to-drive headphone player. Like this device, if I select on something, it's going to take the album art and it's going to turn it into a theme of the background. And now you think, well, that's, you know, that's automatic, isn't it? Like, that's what this does too. Can you see what I'm talking about? It's like really the same thing. The DX160 doesn't do any of this stuff. Like, it's got a hard bar on the bottom, and people talking it's all about sound. Okay, well, I'm going to do a comparison with the three of them, and I'm going to do OCD like I do. And everybody knows that I do it with music, like little timestamp points and little particular things. When you're comparing DAPs, that's harder than earphones. Earphones have measured response graphs with elevated bass, and you can hear that when you listen to songs because the bass sounds more pronounced than something else. When you're listening to DAPs, you've got, let's go into audio settings. Wireless playback, you got all the LDAC, adaptive sound quality first, standard connect for aptX HD, SBC. You got the filters that you can select. These are subtle differences. These are, some people say they can't hear the difference. That makes me question people's hearing a little bit. If you listen carefully to music, you can hear all of these being slightly different. So if I have this set for that, and then on this one I have it for sharp roll-off, just black and white, this is gonna sound different from that because of the filter setting, not because of the depth. If I put this on the same type of filter, it's going to sound almost identical. People that talk about big differences are intentionally are not pulling stuff out of their ass. Gain on this, I believe, is low or high. Balance. Okay. Boot volume. Okay. Okay, get that out of the way when we go back into the music player. The screen is gorgeous. It's a sharp IPS screen. Looks very, very nice on close inspection. All kinds of details. I can favorite on the bottom right there. I can add this to a playlist. I can go to EQ, and I can check information on the album right there. And it's showing me dots on the bottom, so I'll swipe over it. It's got no lyrics. And then it'll give me the info for the album. Anything shocking in there? Year unknown, come on. It says 1973 right there. PLSB, 1-bit. Okay. Boom, boom. One finger navigation pretty much. This is using AK4495 SEQ times 2. This, that, and this have dual DACs. This has 4 gigs of RAM. I love the drawers. Tune, drop that down. Does it reflect really on... Remember, this is not even released to the West yet. I'm not running into any bugs, but the 4 gigs doesn't seem to be maximized. It seems to be not really different from the FiiO in speed, which is to say great. So I've got a Shanling using one of their first Android-based devices, and it's got absolutely no hiccups so far. I added Hibby, and it works fine. I don't know why I would use Hibby though. I actually like the player on this. So Shanling, welcome to the club. You get wrecked. If you've got a FiiO, would you want this? What's the status with people that are trying to sideload stuff? So I could put Neutron on this, which I'm gonna do, and I already put Hibby on it. So if you really want to use other apps because they got PEQs, then as far as I know, this would be the easier choice. So if you haven't purchased any of these 3 yet, this might be the one that I might wreck. But DX160 is going to have a video coming up. This is most like the M11. So that's a plus or minus depending on how you look at it. I'm not going to suppose which one you think it is. It is beautiful in the hand. It navigates brilliantly. It's the same as this, except I can add apps quite easily. So this is the Shanling M6. It's got all of the Bluetooth codecs. It's got, somebody said, can it A2 P2 or, be able to control and receive Bluetooth? Yeah, I can do that. Battery life, I'm not sure. My 57. I was using this for a couple hours yesterday. I did a firmware update, and it hasn't charged for a while, actually, so battery is quite manageable. I'm on high gain, pretty sure. Yes. Nice device, man. They finally nailed it. Now, follow up and customer service is where this thing is gonna become like a M11 or not. So I hope they do really, really well, because they did good. It's like a twin. I like the sound a little better. Is that recency bias? But then again, let's cancel that out with burn-in is supposed to make stuff sound better. I don't believe in that. But people do, because capacitors and stuff technically do. Is that enough for your ear to catch it, or is the brain's adjusting and rejecting certain little things that you can't even put your finger on because they're so minute and you're subconscious? Is that real, and is it being overwhelmed by new toy syndrome? Because if this is burned in and should sound better, and I'm happy with this because it's new, it's like two things are battling each other. As of right now, this whole new toy thing's winning. I think it's awesome. I don't think that's going to change. DAPs are something that it's not like earphones. I've seen a lot of people use earphones and then say later, I got used to these, or I felt. DAPs don't generally do that for me. I like them pretty quick, or I don't. I like this. This is a good one. Good job, Shanling. Comparison between the three will be coming. And that is the M6. It gets the rec. Nice device. If you wanted me to talk about sound, you're at the wrong channel. This doesn't make big differences in sound. I'd have to really make up stuff to explain that to you. I do think it sounds slightly better. Can't put that on anything. Don't know. New toy? Don't know. I'm out. Shows live on stage for whole shell in my name. To be precise, ripping mics is the light of my life. You frontin' like you trifling, never